Talking about Courtney Lee, you know the ball handling and court vision are suspect, but you don't care because he's provided solid defense on the wing, Clark, and he's hit over 40% of his threes last year.
And he's also one of the best free throw shooting two guards in the league, Kevin. And last year he and Conley were out of sight at the end of games. That's a wonderful combo to have, two great free throw shooting guards late.
And guys, Courtney Lee, not the most flamboyant offensive threat, but he's a steady player at both ends of the floor, makes threes at a high clip and competes defensively. One of those guys that you don't necessarily win because of, but you sure will win with.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
And Courtney Lee out of Western Kentucky, not usually a hotbed of NBA talent, but, Clark, he's having a nice career.
He really is. I mean, playing big minutes for the Grizzlies, Kevin, and they really need his floor spacing and his hard-nosed, versatile defensive ability.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
And guys, one thing sometimes gets lost. I mean, Mike Conley is a proven winner. Remember, you go back in high school, won 3 state titles, and the one season at Ohio State led them to the national title game. So that aspect of what he brings, the intangibles, you're going to be a winner if Mike Conley's on your roster.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. And for Mike Conley, growing up, he played on some tremendously talented teams, guys like Greg Oden, Josh McRoberts, his teammates.
Yeah, Kevin, he never had to really look for his own offense to win games with those kind of players around him. He came into the league more focused on setting up his teammates, and that's what he does well.
Inside, here's Green, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
Timberwolves leading by 4. And Rubio kicks to Zhang. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
And good on the basket. Book it. 7 points for Conley.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
The drive by Rubio. 3-pointer, Martin. That doesn't go either for Martin.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
Dave Joerger, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly. He's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. And the success we've been mentioning with Coach Dave Joerger. He was the second fastest active coach to get to 100 wins.
And Kevin made his way in terms of coaching, started in the D-League and other minor leagues before becoming an assistant with the Grizzlies, and really was the architect, if you will, of the defense that his team is so well known for. He's done a lot for this franchise and looks to be on track to become their winningest coach ever.
Gasol checked in for Cook. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Garnett's checked in. The Grizzlies trail by 6. Lee kicks to Conley. Right side, Randolph. The 10-footer. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Wiggins drives in. Pass to Towns. Rubio outside. Three-pointer. And the basket good. And it's a 9-point Timberwolves lead.
Don't underestimate him. He can knock that down.
Ricky Rubio, Clark, one of the most highly anticipated international players in recent memory to come into the NBA.
Yeah, he's got an awful lot of flash and substance to his game, and after much haggling and negotiating, he was finally allowed to join the Minnesota Timberwolves in 2011.
Timberwolves leading by 7. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. White, he's checked in for Randolph. Barnes comes in for Green. Allen's checked in for Courtney Lee. And it's Udrih in for Mike Conley. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Towns. Shabazz Muhammad comes in for Wiggins. Levine's checked in for Kevin Martin. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Bielitsa, he's checked in for Kevin Garnett. Timberwolves have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. We've got 1:23 left in the first half, and stolen by Udrih. And it's Memphis on the break. Udrich's got the ball, and it's good.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Jones. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. And that one falls for Jones.
And really, the Grizzlies might have dropped to 5th in the West in the final week, but they were near the top for most of last season. Often could be found in that 2 spot.
Udrih can't hit.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, energy has been the difference, and they're fighting for every loose ball and giving as good as they get on the inside.
They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
The Grizzlies did slip late in the West, Greg, as you said. Still, you know, Clark, 35-17. That record in the conference was 3rd best.
And even more impressive was the fact that the Grizzlies played their best when playing the other top teams. They went 16-11 against the other Western Conference playoff teams.
Now we know that Marc Gasol was one of the most sought-after free agents this past summer. Clark, all along, most figured he'd be back in Memphis.
Yep, a winning team, max dollars. And don't forget now, he went to high school in Memphis while his brother Powell played there. He's where he belonged.
Marc Gasol, a first-time All-Star starter last season. He and his brother Powell both starting in that game. The first time that's ever happened in league history, and having both those guys go head-to-head.
And so Marc Gasol nails both of them.
Oh, listen, no doubt you could argue Marc Gasol is the best center in the league right now. I mean, this guy does it all. Defends, rebounds, passes, scores. I mean, he's also a great teammate. They all love him. And to me, that matters in the big picture. When you're talking about developing chemistry and trust, sometimes the difference between winning and winning it all is whether or not your teammates like you.
Udrih dishes to Gasol from the baseline. Gasol with another miss. Shoots the 3.